This is Bookish Artist Mandy, and I'm coming at you today with my currently inked for November. Well, we are finally here. We are finally at my currently inked. And I cannot believe how long this took me this time. I think the only other month that it took me this long to decide my inks before I clear out the rest of my pens, which there are a lot to clear out. I think it was when I was going to San Diego and I knew I only could take so many pens with me. And this is been a process. And so I am thinking that while this maybe feels like it could be a currently inked just for November, this may move into December since Inkven is coming and Colorven is coming. I really want to focus on the pens that I am loving. And if I'm not loving them, I need to let them go. That's kind of where I'm at. So this is the preface behind this currently inked for this time around. All right, so this right here is my pen lineup for the month or onward, as I mentioned. And this is the Esther Brooks, I don't know what you call it, like their nook case. I don't know. This was a gift from my husband a couple years ago, and I absolutely, absolutely adore it. It's like the nicest case I have, and it's the only nice case I have because all my other ones are from Amazon. But just in case, I don't know if I've shown this very much on the channel because I usually keep this one, this one is usually my nice one where I keep my nice pens and they sit on my desk. So this is what I picked for the month, and I made sure that the pens I picked were in here. And things switched up. If you haven't seen my video of my process of selecting my currently inked, you could go ahead and check that out before you watch this and come back, or you can just see what I chose and see how I chose them. So, or why I chose them. And I don't even know sometimes why. I just kind of went gut feeling and what worked together and what wasn't working and what I didn't like and all of that. So this is a process. First one up, it is my Benu Haute. I love the word haute. In French, it's haute because they don't pronounce the H, but it looks like Haute, which is like hot. But I always love saying haute. And this one is in Flare. And I have this inked up right now with a fine nib, and it is Charleston by Ostrich ink. So, and if you've been around, you will know that I am obsessed with this ink, and I just decided I wanted it because I love the color. So this is Ostrich Baroque 1920s Charleston. Trying to make sure that you can actually see the color and everything in the pen and whatnot. So this is my Benu Haute. If I was French, I'd still, like I said, if I was French, I would call it haute, but I am not French. And so it's kind of one of those things that because we've used this as a fashion term, I looked this stuff up because I'm a nerd, because we've used it as a fashion term, they accept both. So I love this ink. I love this pen. This one, as I'm zooming out, this pen has been just a lovely writer. And funnily enough, this may become one of my favorite Benus. It is so comfortable. And you'll actually see that I got another one because I wanted to compare the difference. So in this line, they did two different styles. They did this like fancy one, which is more of the like their normal blingy in your face, and they did more of a subdued 5. So there's 10 different colors, and so I requested a more subdued color so we can kind of compare what they've done differently with their pens. So be on the lookout for that. I'm doing that later this week. I'm very excited because I love this pen so much. It is so lovely and definitely worth the price of the pen. And I am trying to stop myself from not buying all of them. All right, my next pen is my Kaweco Student. And this is the colorway 60 Swing, and I have a medium nib on this. And this is inked up with, now this one is a Kitty Inkpot ink, and as best as I could translate it, and what it says is the sound of autumn leaves falling. So I've been calling it autumn leaves. So I'm just going to call it autumn leaves sound. And I think this ink is so interesting. It does this like weird thing on different papers. It's green in the middle and it's brown, and I don't know. I got this off AliExpress. I got it with the other one in this, and I'll zoom in a little bit. But I got it with the other one that's, I think it's like the Clouds of Summer or the Clouds of Harvest. I can't remember, but I wanted to put this in a pen, and I thought this looked really great with the other colors because it does change on different papers. It is really an interesting ink. If you have not tried a Kitty Inkpot ink and you are willing to wait, it takes about a month for Kitty Inkpot inks to get here. I highly recommend them because it's lovely, and I love this pen too. It's one of my pens that I got. It's the only pen I got in San Diego, and I've enjoyed it. And I finally decided, you know what, this month in the lineup of your small amount of pens, this one has to be in it. So this next one is a recent acquisition that I haven't even done a video on because, well, I haven't, but I absolutely fell in love with my shiny gold. It's in here for the lineup, but I fell in love with it after I got it from the Colorado Pen Show. And this one I'd been looking at, and I was seeing that it was selling out in places, and I decided, you know what, I'm going to jump on it. And I did get a premium nib in fine from Van Ness, and this one has Lennon Toolbar's Ghost Plant. And I have been feeling fine nibs more lately. I'm still not an extra fine girl, but I really do like this fine nib, especially these premium nibs. So I've never been a huge fan of my Kaweco nibs, to be perfectly honest. And I fell in love so much with my gold one like this. I was finding I actually used it so much that first week I got back from Denver that I had to refill it 3 times, I think, in the week, which is not normal for me. And I just was like, okay, let's get this premium nib and see if it makes a difference. It definitely makes a difference. I think that if you like it, if you like the regular Kaweco nib, then you would probably like the premium because it is so smooth and it does work. And I really am enjoying it. So I only have 2 of the premium. I have a fine and a medium. I do prefer the medium to the fine, but it's working fantastic. I've never loved Kaweco Sports more, but this is the All Sport. This is the metal body, and these 2 pens I'm obsessed with and have them pretty much with me at all times now, which is kind of not a normal thing. The next pen in my lineup is my Sailor Pro Gear in the colorway Follow the Mermaid. And to be 100% on the nose, it has Wearingeul's new ink, The Little Mermaid, in it, which I think is really similar to the Ghost Plant, or to Ghost Plant by Linen Toolbar, at least, but this one's blue. This one's more aqua blue, and this one is more green. So I did keep them both. I really love Lennon Toolbar's Ghost Plant. I have had it in a pen quite frequently since I got a sample of it over the summer, and I ended up buying a bottle. I am in my bottle. I used up my sample a long while ago, and I was refilling the sample bottle for a while, or the sample vial for a while, and now I'm just going through. But this ink is so pretty. This is a medium nib. And yeah, Follow the Mermaid. I love this pen so much. I did a whole video on it because this is a pen that I wanted forever, and I just love it. And I love that it's got Follow the Mermaid. It looks like Ariel from The Little Mermaid. It has the Little Mermaid ink in it, and I love this ink. It has a really pretty shimmer, and the shimmer does work fantastic in this pen. I've had multiple Wearingeul shimmers in this pen already. I had Wuthering Heights. What was the other one? I can't remember. Oh no, I have another in my other Pro Gear. I had Wearingeul's The Star Child. And so then Wuthering Heights, The Star Child, and The Little Mermaid have all worked fantastic. And you do see the shimmer. I don't know if it's going to pick up on the camera, but I see it. It's so lovely. And this is a really, really great ink. So I'm enjoying this so far. Also, be forewarned, this is a Wearingeul month. I have decided that they are some of my favorite inks. That's for sure. This one is my Platinum Century 3776 in Sands of Komodo. This one was one of those pens I bought last year after I fawned over it for a long time, but I bought it in a state of depression and had so many issues with feelings. And one of you lovely viewers, commented on my video that I should use this pen and see it as a way of showing me how far I've come. And that comment, whoever it was, I cannot for the life of me remember it, but that comment really, really hit me. Like, I'm almost tearing up as I'm saying this, but that comment really hit me because I never thought of seeing this as like a sign of strength, that while this didn't break me, it was one of those things that was really hard because I did it behind my husband's back, and I don't do that anymore. And I confessed to him, and he was like, okay, because I have had so many painful issues. I'm not going to go too far into it, but so many painful issues. So I really appreciate that comment. And this has become such a special pen. It was so special because it was Sands of Komodo. And the reason I wanted it was because I felt a connection because of my son. And then to have that as like a symbol of my son, and then strength, because I will say I did fight really hard to have my son. I had infertility issues. And so that's just a lot of things, really, really make this pen super special now. And I don't go very often without inking it. And when it was one that I considered letting go of, because I had so many negative emotions, it actually has a lot of really healing and beautiful emotions. So I just wanted to share that because that's why it's here, and it will probably be inked most months. So yeah, anyway, I'm tearing up. I'm going to take a moment and I'll come back with the next pen. All right, this is another newer pen, and this is the Pilot Custom 74 that I pre-ordered from Atlas, and it came right before I went to Denver. I feel like I kind of disappeared for a couple weeks. I know I still had videos, but they were all kind of around the same time. Right before I went to Denver, and I took this with me. I inked it up and took it with me, but never really used it. And so now I'm liking using it. But this has Sailor Manyo Nigo Yanagi, which for me, up until this point, was an ink that I've had. It was my, gosh, what was it? It was my like third or fourth ink that I purchased myself in the beginning, and I never used it because it was so dry in the pens that I had. And I will tell you what, I thought, you know what, it looks similar to this. Let's try it in this lavender fog. And it is so wonderful in this pen. It's readable, it's beautiful. I love the combination, and so I am very happy. Now, Kristen over at, oh my goodness, I forgot your channel name, Kristen. But Kristen, I met her in Denver. She had hers, because she has one too. She had hers inked up with a Gourmet Pens ink exclusive that was absolutely beautiful. And she said she's going to send it to me in my Inkmas, and I'm so excited. So I will have a different ink in that eventually, but this came with this cool converter as I'm taking it out and putting it away. I'd never used this one. This is the Con 70. It came with this really cool converter and it has a lot of ink. You can see that I've actually definitely used up this ink, but it's really full. This is and I like this converter way more than I like the other one. You just pump it to ink up. I don't like a lot of Pilot's converters. I usually just leave the cartridge, the empty cartridge in and fill that. But I like this converter that I ended up buying another one. So there's that too. So just in case you've been keeping your eye on that Pilot Custom, it's a really nice pen so far. I was still not sure about the soft fine medium, the flex nib. It's a little, it's bouncy and it's a little weird. And if you can see, compared to this and this, you can see the line variation is different. And I think I just need to get used to writing with it. And I haven't really done a lot of long form. I've been practicing calligraphy with it because I love the feeling of pressure, no pressure, low pressure, no pressure kind of thing. So yeah. Now my next pen is pens, or my next ink is in 2 pens, and that is Wearingeul's Jane Eyre. It is in my Bone Crusher, and that's what's going to go on my currently inked. But it's also in my Pelikan M600 that I picked up. And this one is a medium nib, and I've just been doing writing experiments because this one has an Esterbrook fine nib. However, I think I might switch this out to be my journaler nib because I don't have my Esterbrook with my journaler nib inked right now, and I would love to have it. However, I do have this. I will say I have this right now, eyedropper filled, and I'm going to have to wipe this off here in a second. But eyedroppers just tend to, leak a little bit more into the cap. So it's just a little messier. But I chatted with I forget her name, but she's one of the owners she is the owner's wife of Bone Crusher Studios. And she talked about how she loves to fill them with eyedropper because then the ink kind of brings out the colors of the resin. Because one of the things that they do that a lot of makers don't is they polish the inside of their pens. If it's a transparent pen, that inside's going to be polished both in the cap and in here so you can see that lovely ink. And that is something that I even noticed in my Esterbrook Twinkle, they don't do. So I wanted to see how an ink would look in here. And it really brings out this resin. It's so, so pretty. And however, it is a mess. So it's one that I don't want to do and take with me if I'm doing this. So that's why I have 2 inked up. And eyedroppering it makes it really wet. So just a heads up if you ever eyedropper your pen. And this is Wearingeul's Jane Eyre. And this is Bone Crusher 7, or Bone Crusher Velma. This is the Velma. And this is a fine nib. And it's the Esterbrook nib. Now, I don't remember the name of this resin. I know that it was a discontinued one by a company that's had Hobbit in their name. And so I'm going to say Hobbit resin. But I want to call it like Opal Pearl or something because I just love this. I cannot get enough of this. I do want another Bone Crusher really badly, and I'm stopping myself from buying one. But there was another one that I had my eye on at the show, and I checked over the weekend, and it's still on the website. And I need to not. But I love this pen. I have written with it so much. That's why I thought eyedroppering it would be okay, because I have been using it all the time. It is so comfortable. It may be my most comfortable pen. Yeah. So if you haven't checked out Bone Crusher, definitely check them out. I think that they are doing something, I don't know, they are just doing something different. And I have not a lot of maker pens. I have a lot of Myers pens, and I do love my Myers, don't get me wrong, but I don't know. There's just something about this Bone Crusher, and I don't know if other people who have Bone Crushers feel the same way, but they're a magical pen. Now, these next 2 pens in my lineup are ones that were late additions before I filled out this currently inked. I had everything ready to go to film this whole video over the weekend, and then my mom gave me some birthday money and my friend gave me a birthday pen. So we're gonna start with my friend's birthday pen, and that is this. This is a simple little retractable. It's literally called Rytech retractable, and it retracts, and then this thing goes out, and they boast that it's a quiet, so it doesn't, you don't hear the click, which I don't know if I like or not, but this nib is surprisingly good. And when I looked on Amazon, these pens I think are something like $25, and it is handling shimmer. You should have seen me. I actually filled, so it comes with a set of cartridges, and then it had an empty cartridge. So it was a mess. My hands were full of ink, but I was at my friend's house and I did not have one of my syringes there. And so I took my TWSBI and pulled out the feed and the nib and stuck this in here and had, oh my gosh, I had a mess because I put a paper towel underneath, but I had a mess on the table so I could get this filled. We're not going to talk about it. Well, I just did talk about it, but so I will figure out ways to do things that are probably not the smartest or the cleanest or what anyone else in the world would do, but I wanted to try this pen. I was so excited about it. So this has got Vinta Haribon in it, and this one's a newer ink that I got from Gold Spot, but it is a lovely writer, this Rytech retractable, and I am really stopping myself from grabbing one in a medium as well. But as you can see, I haven't used this since, so it's been like 3 days, and it is still writing just right out of the box. So it doesn't have any dry out issues like the Gin House do. So this is definitely one that I think if I were to update, and I may do that, I may update like for Christmas, my top pens from Amazon for like Christmas season. I think this one might be on there because I'm really enjoying it and it's really comfortable. And the clip, while you wouldn't want to, have that down, the clip is up here. So I'm thinking of like Heather at Heather Marine Plans. I actually should tell her about this. I think she would like this retractable because it doesn't have any kind of step or anything. And for the price it is, it's shocking how great it is. Cause I'm actually really, really surprised. She told me my friend got into fountain pens recently because I got her a TWSBI, and she told me she picked this one up because she liked the TWSBI so much that she actually started liking fountain pens. And she has been using it every day, and I see why. And I love this ink too. It's a very in some papers it looks gray, but it's like a lavender purple gray. I love it, and it's got like a silver shimmer. Just beautiful. Okay, so this next one super excites me because somehow I got this pen for so cheap. My mom had given me money, and I was at her table at her house, and since my dad passed away, she's been just kind of like gifting us as much as possible because she really just wants to. It's a distraction. So she's handed me, which is not normal, handed me $100. I was like, what, Mom? What are you doing? But she did. And so I was just perusing Amazon at the same time. Like, I didn't know she was giving me this money, but I perused. I was looking at Platinum Centuries in the Nice colors because I have been looking at the Nice lavender and the lilas because it's like pink and purple. And I had just thought, well, what does Amazon have? And I managed to find this one. This is just the Nice transparent. I think they just call it Nice. And this one on Atlas right now is like $305. I found it on Amazon for $135. So my mom bought me this pen for my birthday, and I went back to get a link for you all to get such a good deal on the pen, and it's back up to $270. I don't know how I got it that way, or if they were like doing a fountain pen day sale and I was just lucky because it was my birthday's the 5th, so it was a couple days before. But yeah, I grabbed this, and it's a broad nib, and I think I am in love with Platinum's broads. They're like a medium, and this is Wearingeul's The Ugly Duckling. I will say that I did actually have the Ugly Duckling in my Sands of Komodo, but I was finding that on some papers, not all, like Leuchtturm was fine, but on some papers this was too light. But in this broad nib, it's working great, and I can read it, and I love this color. It's got such cool shading that it's a gray, but it shades to pink to green. I'm really liking these two new ones, the Little Mermaid and the Ugly Duckling. And yeah, so this is my new Platinum 3776 thanks to my mom. And it's like, okay, I am good on pens for a while now, and I'm very, very happy with what I have. But I didn't think I'd get another 3776 unless I could find a really good deal on the lavender or the lilas, or however they say it. But this one, I really like how neutral this is, and I can put really any ink in it, and it's got the rose gold finish. And I did put a gold converter in it, so it looks a little better. I think there's a silver converter in this one. Yeah. So, and this one has a texture, and this one is smooth. And so, yeah, I like them. If I were to get another Platinum, it'd definitely be in a broad nib. So, just for me and my preferences, I really do like that broad. I think I'd even go bigger if I think they have like a course. And is it Platinum that has music, or is that Sailor? I'm not sure, but I would go bigger if I went anything, because this is like my fine. That would be the smallest I personally would want in a pen. So if that helps you, like, thinking about nib sizes, this is definitely feels like a TWSBI medium, if that helps. So up until a couple days ago, I had another Kaweco with Kobe's strawberry chocolate, but I realized I wanted a little bit more glitz and glam, and I didn't want to put a shimmer in a Kaweco. I've never had shimmers really work very well in all my Kawecos. So I put this into the lineup because I wanted to see my experience, because I have a lot of gold nibs that I've collected in the past few months, and I wanted to try one of my pilot Kakunos for a little bit. And this one is Tono and Limbs. Thinking of Lotus, and it's this really pretty pink with a pink shimmer. And I picked it up when Venice first got their Tono and Limbs, but you can kind of see the shimmer in there because it is on there. But this is handling Tono and Limbs shimmer inks are really great, and this Pilot Kakuno is a medium, so it's handling it really well. And I am actually really enjoying this. I love this pink. It is along the lines of strawberry chocolate, but it is a little bit pinker rather than, it's got a little bit more vibrancy. And I thought when I had if you watch my video, I was having a little bit of a problem with some of the saturation of some of the inks versus some of them were just not working together. So I think I have a good flow of vibrant versus very soft pastel inks now because of some of these switches, like this one. And this is my white and pink one. I don't know if this has another name. That's what I call it. White and pink Kakuno. I have so many of these, and I feel like I don't use them. So I thought if I use them, if I have it inked up with a set of inks that is a smaller set, maybe I'll actually use it. We'll see. I will get back to you at the end of the month and find out. Okay, my next one is my only Decimo VP for the month that I will keep inked after my other ones get cleaned out and ran out of ink. And this one has Dominant Industry Maple in it. And so I wanted this ink for so long, and I got a sample. And now I'm kind of on it. I don't know if that makes sense. I'm not sure that I like it that much as I thought I would, because I know other people love it, but is it red? Is it orange? It's definitely a red orange, but I think there's oranges I like better and there's reds that I like better. I like a good deep dark red or like a red leaning pink. But I also discovered Captain Hook through an ink swap, and Captain Hook is like my favorite red. And I have considered swapping out this for Captain Hook, but Captain Hook is so bold compared to the rest. So I am keeping this, but I don't know that I'm going to need a full bottle. And I'm so glad that I'm finally getting to that place where, okay, I don't need a full bottle of this. I have other inks I like more, and being okay with that. But I also know that I go through phases, and maybe my phase right now is loving Captain Hook, and maybe Maple I will like or appreciate more later. But right now it is inked and I am using it, so I do like it enough that I wanted it in a pen. Okay, so the last pen and ink combination that made the cut, made the cut is my gold Kaweco that I keep talking about. It's my Kaweco All Sport in the gold that I got from the Colorado Pen Show with a swap. I actually traded Dromgool's, my niblet from Esterbrook, for this because I hated my niblet. I will be, honestly, I was really, I tried to be as diplomatic as I could in my video because I do understand that people like a different pen, but I hated that pen so much and I was so disappointed. And so I was really grateful that Dromgool's was like, you don't like your pen? Well, we'll trade you. And this one I love. And this nib is perfection. It's a medium premium nib I got from Van Ness. I really want to get a couple more premium nibs to swap all of my All Sports, except for my Hello Kitty, because I love the little Hello Kitty. But this is a medium, and this has, surprise, surprise, Van Diemen's Autumn Forest. Or not Autumn Forest. That's Dominant Industry. This is Van Diemen's Autumn Morning, which is one of my new favorite inks. And I am shocked that this premium nib, I wanted to try it, is taking this shimmer so well. Look at that. Look at how well that writes. And it is so smooth. And I absolutely love this pen, which is just shocking to me because I've always said I love the look of Kawecos. They're really great for the convenience of them. I like that they have these tiny little converters, although I really get frustrated with these converters. I don't know if other people do because they tend to fall out of my Kawecos, and it really frustrates me because then you have an inky mess inside your pen. But I haven't had any issues with this one, and I just love it. I love this premium nib. I love this color. I love it in my gold pen. And it is probably my brightest color besides my Charleston. So I kind of bookmarked them on the top and the bottom. I did have a plan and how I wanted to make this look, because then you have the really beautiful soft colors with a little bit of vibrancy inside, and then you have these as bookends. So there we go. That is my currently inked, and I want to caveat that really quick. So I already mentioned that I have this one inked up with Wearingeul Jane Eyre, and so I wanted to show how different this color can look in a different pen. And so I'm just going to put, this one is my Pelican in a medium nib. And this is the M600 that I got for an amazing deal off of Endless Pens. So there's that. And I wanted to caveat that because this is because this one is eyedropper, the ink is very wet and it comes out really fast. And this one is really wet too, but it's just so interesting. So when those dry, I will show you. But these are my last two currently inked for the month. But this is where it differs. So these are my document inks. And the reason I wanted to have them separate is because they do change. And I wanted to talk a little bit about my document inks quick. So I decided after being on Simone's Discord that I wanted to put my Diamine Smoky Mauve into one of my Pro Gears. And I had gotten this pen, this Pro Gear, during the Sailor sale in September. But I was really bummed because the medium fine, the two colors I had in it, this is wet because I spilled water, but this pen was just not, I wasn't loving it as much as I thought I would because it's a medium fine nib and I was kind of bummed. And people were talking though on Simona's Discord that they were putting Diamine Forever inks and not having issues with anything in their Sailor Pro Gears. So I thought, okay, well, let's try it, especially because I know that Smoky Mauve is one that I have cleaned out of a pen and it didn't cause any staining or anything. So I thought, all right, we're going to do it. And honestly, I am enjoying this so much. And I have used this pretty much every single day. I've already had to refill it. So I'll see how it's looking right now because maybe I need to refill it again and then I can. Oh, it's still good. But yeah, I've refilled this already because I do use document ink for a lot of things. I use it for art. I use it for journaling. I use it for just everything. So I wanted two because Smoky Mauve, I realized Smoky Mauve is very similar to Jane Eyre, which is one of my favorite inks ever. And now I know why I love Smoky Mauve so much. But I wanted something that was a little darker. So I pulled out one of my De Atramentis document inks. And I have had, in this Sailor, I have had a lot of document inks. So this has been my dedicated Sailor to document inks, and Document Sepia spent a long time in this. And for a long time, this was my favorite document ink. And I hadn't used it for a while and have no idea why that is. And so I pulled it out because as much as I love my Diamine Forevers, this was my first document, like love document. And I love the way it looks. It's not completely black, but it's warm. It's a warm brown. It is a lovely brown. I don't know the name of this color. I always forget it. So it's like a glitter blue. I got it on Amazon for $50. I'm kidding you. I am not kidding you. Somehow I find these Amazon sales just for Sailor and Platinum and Pilot. If there's a specific pen that you want, watch it on Amazon. Just watch. So just keep watching because you would be surprised how they go on sale. And you can get such insane deals. So these are my document inks. And that's why I was okay with it, because okay with messing with document inks in this. But yeah, so anyway, I love the Diamine Forever inks a lot. However, they don't have a good, just beautiful brown. And maybe with the Inkvent calendar, they will. I haven't opened my Inkvent calendar yet. I am still waiting, and so I have no idea what's in there. So there is all of that. This is my currently inked, and I will zoom in for you to look at the inks. And I took my underlays off so you can see. I love Charleston. It's got such beautiful shading, and there's red, and it almost looks like it glows. I love that so much. There's the kitty ink pot. I wish the coloration, if I can zoom in the sun enough. Gosh, you gotta love this time of year where the sun is going down a lot earlier. But this color is so cool because it's almost like a gray on the outside, grayish brown. And then in the inside, it's like glowing green. It's really cool in person. So I really like that one. And then Lennon Tool Bars, Ghost Plant. Such a lovely blue with just beautiful shading and very, very soft but legible. And I would say the same thing for the Little Mermaid. And it does have some shimmer. I don't think... Oh, there it is. Look at that beautiful shimmer. It's like this really pretty, almost like a fish scale shimmer. I'm wearing Gold Dorothy and Nico Yanagi. Look at all that shading. Look at it. Look at it. Ah, it's so pretty. And Jane Eyre is such an interesting experiment because I always heard that it can look so different with per pen and what the pen does, and I really see that. It looks like the same ink but also not. And there is Haribon. Is the shimmer gonna show up? I don't know, but it is showing up in the writing, which is really cool, especially in that retractable. And then my last shimmer is the Tono and Limbs, and you can see that shimmer if you get really close up to there. Yeah, and then the Ugly Duckling, you can see the shading and the rest. Oh wait, no, Van Diemen's has shimmer too. Look at that beautiful shimmer. I love that ink so much. So there it is. There is my currently inked for November. I am very excited. It's very much so a rainbow, but a soft rainbow to head into this season. I don't know how long these will be inked. I feel like if I carry them over, I will have different pens for December because I am really trying to rotate my pens and get used to just only having a few pens. I mean, 12 pens is still a lot of pens, but it's not for me. And so I'm just really trying to enjoy each pen every single day. All right, so that's it. Let me know down in the comments which ink is your favorite, which pen is your favorite. Are you going to check out, or have you checked out the Rytech retractable? I cannot believe how fantastic it writes, honestly. It's one that I'm just still blown away with. And yeah, anyway, if not, leave me a, let's see, for the Lavender Fog, because it's right in the middle of the page, leave me a tea, something like a cup or some kind of cup of tea emoji if you don't want to comment anything else. Like, comment, subscribe, whatever. And I will see you in the next one. Bye. The part of the bloopers that you won't see, or you will see right now, is all this water that spilt from my cup of water.